You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to something quite
Got our players here on the show.
Just look at FIFA cards.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, Ian Fray's back. Well, actually, Chris isn't here yet. He's running late. He said that he'll be home in a little bit, so he'll jump on. But Ian Fray is back. We told you guys. We've been saying it basically all season. Wait till Ian Fray's back. He's gonna fill. Well, we actually said that he was gonna fill in that center back role. He ended up playing right back today and playing it well. I mean, the last time that we saw him play last year, in the last 5 games, he played center back, he played right back, and he played some CDM. So he is a jack of all trades, and you saw it today, scoring with the header, man of the match, and it was just a feel-good moment, feel-good game. It just felt great. It felt really good. And I thank you for the person that said that my mic sounds messed up. Let me fix that right.
And that should sound a lot better. So it was just a feel-good moment. I feel really good that Ian Fray got that moment, that we got the win. Not many people had us winning today. I honestly thought we would draw. I wasn't part of the preview show on Monday because I had an emergency. But I did think that it was going to be a draw. If I was going to be on the show and predict it, I probably would have predicted a 2-2 draw. But, I mean, all in all, amazing. I thought Ian Fray looked good. I wasn't surprised that he got subbed off. I was surprised that he started. I'm kind of surprised that he didn't play in the Philly game at all as a sub, even to get his legs a little warmed up for some live action, because he didn't play at all. And then today he started. And I think he would have looked great on Saturday, even though we won the game anyway. And he did it all today. He was playing right back, right wing back technically. He's great with the ball at his feet. He's a great passer. And for those of you that have been hearing us talk about Ian Fray and how excited we are to have him back, you guys got to see a little glimpse of it today, because Ian Fray is the truth. Obviously, the questionable part is his health. You know, knock on wood, you don't want to see him get injured again, but 3 ACL injuries in 3 years is a little scary. But yes, and I see here, and I'll try to do this simultaneously, right? Because Chris usually does the whole chat thing. But Bruno says praise Calendar too. Absolutely, I had to throw on the shirt. I thought Calendar had the play of the game. If not, that probably ends up in a draw. And if not for Ian Fray, I think Drake Calendar, maybe not man of the match, but he's definitely a standout with that save. And I'm going to get into all of that. I'll go in order. But I did want to start with Ian F. Fray. Ian F. Fray shows up. Now, the whole right back thing, that one has me a little intrigued, just because I wasn't aware. And when the game started and I saw the starting 11, I was taking care of my kids, so I didn't have a chance to really look into it or ask anybody. But I'm not sure what exactly happened to Weigand. At what point did he get injured? Because he wasn't even on the bench. So I'm assuming there was an injury there at some point. Like I said, I didn't have a chance over the last couple of hours to look into it. So I guess that's why I was most surprised, because if Weigand is healthy, I would assume that he starts at right back and that we see Ian Fray take Noah Allen's spot at center back, and that maybe that would be your back line. But all in all, I mean, he did a great job at right back. And I mean, it's great to know that you now have a backup right back if necessary, because he can hold it down. But I still think that Weigand is going to hold that down in the coming games. Let's see. And Mike V saying he looked hurt last week. Maybe. Yudakamor, I know I just butchered your name, said Weigand is a mystery. He was listed as questionable in the injury report. So I wasn't aware of this. I was surprised when I saw that. Redondo was not on the bench. He was actually in the bleachers. He was actually sitting by Solana. So I know Solana got to talk to him a little bit during the game, and he'll tell us a little more about that tomorrow when he joins us in the Spanish show Thursday night at 10 o'clock. But yeah, that was the surprising part. Now, I wanted to get into the starting lineup, but before I do, I did want to mention this real quick, because I did see Mike V put it up, and I did see some people still say it, but the whole Tata out thing. It's now 2 wins in a row without Messi and Suarez. The whole thing was that he can't win with Messi and Suarez. Now, if you're going to write Tata out tonight, please make sure you follow that up with Tata out coached Nancy, because Tata had one hell of a night tonight. I thought that Tata, he likes holding the possession. So do the Columbus crew. They both like to do it, but Tata said, you know what? We'll handle all that pressure. You bring the pressure, we'll take it, and we're going to score on the counter. And that's what they did. It worked beautifully. They defended with basically 9. I thought that Tata had a masterclass today. And, I mean, for all the Tata out people, I really just don't understand how you could possibly still be saying that, at least right now, right? Because when Messi and Suarez is playing, they're winning. And now, without them, he's still winning. I mean, if you really look at it, their record for the year so far is 12-5-3. So at this point, we've played 20 regular season games. In 20 games, Messi or not, he's only lost 3 of them. They're literally top of the league right now in the supporter shield. Like, how could you still say Tata out? Tata in, at least right now. Tata in. Now, if you want to wait for next game and then he doesn't sub somebody in, or you're upset with something, that's fine. But at this present moment tonight, I find it hard to believe that anybody's going to say Tata out without following it up by Coach Nancy, because he out-coached Nancy tonight. So shout out to Tata, and I'm glad that he gets to quiet those people at least for a day. And then Lionel Monaco is saying, why hate on Tata? We are winning. He knows his team better than any of us. 100%. 100%. And, you know, I think that when we were talking about Tata's job, team is poor in basic skills. That's poor coaching. I don't think the team is poor in basic skills. I mean, maybe you want to say some of the players are poor in basic skills. I know a lot of people are killing Bank Prim on his first touch, which isn't the best. I get it. But, I mean, there's only so much you can do with an 18, 19-year-old kid as he grows and matures. I think Tata's done a great job. Again, he has us top of the league right now. We're winning more than we're losing, and we are now winning 2 games in a row, one on the road against Philadelphia, which isn't the Philadelphia of the last few years, but it's still a good team. And then you have, that's a thumbs up, random. And then you have today's home win against the defending champs, which a lot of people did not think we had a chance. Like, right now, they're not top of the table, but because they have like 4 games in hand on us, because they still have a lot of games to make up, because they made a run in the Champions Cup all the way to the final. I mean, and I think hands down, Nancy is known as the best coach in the MLS. So the fact that he outcoached the best coach and we beat that team when they're basically full strength, and we're missing not just Messi, not just Suarez, not just Rojas, not just Redondo, but also Gomez. We're missing 5 of our top 7 players, and you still managed to beat that team. I'm sorry. You got to give Tata his credit, at least tonight. So that's all I'm going to say about Tata tonight. So let's move on here, and let's get to the starting lineup. So the starting lineup was a little weird because Apple had it as a 4-3-3. And they had like Ben Kremoski playing right wing. And I don't know, they had like a weird graphic up there. This is how I saw it. And you guys in the chat, tell me if you think differently. This is how I saw it. I thought it was a 4-1-3-2 that when we were defending changed to 5 in the back. I felt like Busquets basically was like a third center back. So if you want to say that they played with 5 in the back and Busquets was that third center back, I'll agree with you. But I do think that he was pushing up a lot further. So I think that it was like a 4-1-3-2, but Busquets did play a lot of center back. And I mean, in the second half, it felt like it was just like a 5-4-1. Like the lone striker up top, and everybody was defending for their life in the second half, which I'm okay with, by the way, because at this point, when you have that 2-1 lead and you have a team like Columbus that has their offensive prowess, I'm okay defending for your life. But the way I saw it was, the way that they lined up was Alba on the left, Noah Allen and Christoph center backs, Ian Fray right back, Busquets as a CDM or third center back, however you want to look at that. Then Yannick Bright on the left mid, Kremoski and Gressel were probably, I guess, Kremoski and Gressel, I felt like they were switching a lot. They were both drifting into that 10 role, which I love the fact that they can both do that. They both feel comfortable enough to kind of take that role. Now, Gressel does it a lot better than Kremaki does offensively, but Kremaki did create some chances. And then Taylor and Campana were up top. Now, the thing with this lineup, and I don't want to get killed for this, and Chris just texted me that he's really close, so he'll be on in a couple minutes. The thing that I liked about this lineup, and I know I might get some heat for this, but when you see Messi and Suarez and some of the older guys on the team, you're not going to get 11 guys behind the ball. What I mean by that, you're not going to get 11 guys back there defending, right? But with this team, you can play that counter because you could push all 11 back there and have them defending. Campana was defending. Robert Taylor was next to Jordi Alba defending on that left side sometimes back there. And then when you have a chance for a counter, all of them are running up. And it's refreshing to see some fresh legs out there. Am I saying that I want to see Messi or Suarez back? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. But it was nice to see these guys get out in transition and be able to defend and also attack on the counter because they have that speed, because there were so many fresh and young legs out there with Bright, Kremaki, Taylor. So that was nice to see. Now, when the game started, I thought Taylor looked really good. And I thought that he was going to just get one in on himself because Robert Taylor, that man can get saucy. He can get saucy. That's why I call him Neymar Light. He can get saucy. There was a point where I thought he got fouled in the top of the box to start the game. I want to say the first or second minute. And I think they let the play on because we still had the advantage and Kremaki hit a horrible ball that went absolutely nowhere. But I thought Robert Taylor, although maybe not in the stat sheet, it doesn't show up, I thought that he had a very aggressive and good game. I thought he was creating a lot on the left. He can take players on one-on-one. I thought that he, especially to start the game, maybe second half, right? They took the foot off the pedal a little bit. But I thought in the first half, I thought Robert Taylor was cooking. I thought that eventually he would get the back of the net. He did it, but I thought Robert Taylor looked great today. And it was just nice to see him look just confident. Oh, and then we have some people that disagree. Adarsh says he thought that Taylor had a bad game. I mean, statistically, he didn't get the back of the net, but I thought he was creating opportunities. And when he got the ball, he was pushing the ball forward. He was creating passes in the final third. I thought that Robert Taylor had a pretty good game. And then Dennis Lopez says that he does think that he had a good game. AZ Rebellion says everyone played well. Stancy says, yes, Gressel needs some flowers too. He had assists in the last 3 games. Well, funny you say that. I got a little banner up here, and there it is. It says, give Gressel his flowers. Now, I happily admit, I will never deny, I hate Gressel's game when he's playing in the midfield. I've said it a million times. I think that in the midfield, because he has to get back defending, and he just, to me, he doesn't do a lot when he's in the center of the pitch. I'm not a fan of. But the last couple games, 1, he shut me up. And 2, I've said when he's looked the best is when he's playing out in the right wing. When he has that by himself and he doesn't have to worry about getting back on defense as much, I feel like that clears him up and he just creates on that right side. And last game started at right wing. Today, he had that right side to himself. Yes, he is a little slow. I see Dennis said he's a little slow. But when he can be out there creating by himself and he doesn't have to worry about defending, I think Russell can create. I think in most MLS teams, he would be a great right winger. Now, the issue that I have with him is that when Messi comes back, he doesn't get to play up there anymore. And he's back in the midfield. And that's when I don't think that he produces as well. I love him in the right wing. I think he's played great. And then yesterday and today proves it. When he has the liberty of being a more of an attack-minded player, he can create for others, and he can even finish, apparently, from what we saw in Philly with that golazo that he hit, But when you have him playing a little further back, I don't think that he gives you as much. So, but no, absolutely, I have to give him his flowers because the last 2 games he's played great. Today he had a great game. If it wasn't for Ian Fray, I think Gressel's the man of the match because I think he was creating chances all over the place. He had the 2 assists, right? He had the corner, and then I don't know if they credit him with that Campana goal because technically he got blocked. So Campana got the rebound. So I guess that doesn't go down as an assist. But I thought Gressel played great. He had this one play where he played the ball, a beautiful through ball to Kremaki, and Kremaki first touch through ball to, I want to say Robert Taylor or Campana. whoever it was, they missed the shot. But all in all, I thought that just about everybody had a pretty solid game. And it was just nice to see. I was really glad to see the way the team played. That's not to say that I didn't think Columbus had their chances. Columbus, I thought in the first, before we scored our first goal, I thought that they had a couple chances where they were just a little messy. No pun intended. They were, not connecting with passes, which is unlike them because they pass so well. And it was. I think we were a little lucky that we didn't give up a goal early, but I mean, after we scored that first goal, I felt really good. And when we scored that second one, I thought, oh, we're going to win this game. And even after Cucho scored that first goal before the half, I thought, we're going to win this game because the way we were playing, I thought that we did enough to stick it out. All right. Let's see. Let me go over a couple other players. Yannick Bright. Now, Yannick Bright is tonight's unsung hero. I haven't heard anybody talk about Yannick Bright, whether it be on Twitter, on Discord. I don't think I heard too much of his name. But Yannick Bright, yes. Ian Fray, one hell of a game. Drake Callender, probably the player of the game. Christoph, I thought had a solid game also. Because when Christoph isn't playing the high line, we've said this time and time again. When Christoph isn't playing that high line and he has a chance to set himself up inside the box, Christoph is a good defender. If you put Christoph on Nashville on that defense, he's an all-star. Christoph is a good defender. So I thought that this was a perfect game plan for Christoph. I thought he played well today. But Yannick Bright is all over the place. Yannick Bright, I love David Ruiz. I love how aggressive he is. I call him Sergio Ramos, baby Sergio Ramos. But I think that after the last couple games, I think that David Ruiz might be losing his minutes to Yannick Bright. I think Yannick Bright has had one hell of a stretch here with these last two games. That game he had against Vancouver, he had a great game also. I think Yannick Bright, and I was saying it just 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'm looking forward to Yannick Bright being that guy because Yannick Bright's that guy's going to stay with us for the next half a decade. And it's looking like that's going to be the case because he is playing great. And you're probably not going to see too many people calling for him, at least not in the next year or two. So Yannick Bright is going to be a core player for us. And you got Chris chiming in 3 minutes, and he's in. So Yannick Bright, I got to give him his flowers. I thought he did a phenomenal job. I think that we're going to see him, and especially for the next until Gomez and Redondo are both healthy, I think Yannick Bright is going to be doing one hell of a job, and he's going to be filling in that role next to Busquets because Busquets, when he has the two young guys that are going to run all over the place, whether it be attacking or defending, like Kremaki and Bright next to him, Busquets has a great opportunity to kind of just roam freely, create offensively, get back defensively, helping against the press. I think all that. And then Rohan said Ben Krem for MVP. Yeah, sure. We need Bright. Absolutely. I absolutely think that we need Bright. I think he solidified himself as a starter until everybody else is healthy and back. I think there's no doubt that next game, I think it's Toronto in 10 days on June 29th. You're going to see Yannick Bright in that starting lineup, and it's great to see. And shout out to Optimus Prime that just joined us. And then, so let's keep going here. So Campana. Now, Campana, I thought last game he didn't have a bad game. I know a lot of people said that he had a bad. I didn't think he had a bad game last game. And today he also had another solid game. Now, obviously, it looks a lot better since he scored. But I thought he's being aggressive. He's getting his opportunities. And what I really like is that he presses the keeper a lot more than Luis Suarez does. Obviously, he's younger legs, so it's easier for him. But he presses the keeper a lot more. That second goal was all effort. It started with Campana pressing the goalie. passing it to the center back that was right next to him. And then I want to say it was Kremaki or Ian Fray that got a foot on it, and they got it down to Gressel. Gressel had that good hold up where he just held on to the ball for a second, then he crossed it before it went out of bounds. But that goal was all effort. That was all young legs busting ass and pressing. And you don't get that, unfortunately, with Suarez or Messi. Now, obviously, you get goals the good old-fashioned way with the run of play, which is great. But those pressing, high effort, high energy goals, like that is something that you're going to get with these young legs, and that's refreshing to see. So I do appreciate what Campana brings when he comes on, because he brings a lot more energy. And that second goal, I'm glad that he ended up getting that goal, because it all started with him pressuring the goalie to pass it out quickly, and then the young guys were just on them, pressing them, forcing them into mistakes, and they created that goal. That was a goal that was created with pure effort and energy. So I appreciate Campana, and I thought that he did a solid job today. So all in all, I thought the game was great. I can't think of one bad thing. I mean, if you guys want to get into the goal, I'm kind of curious what you guys thought about the goal that we gave up, because it did come from the left side. I forgot who was that crossed it in. I think it was Aiden Morris that crossed it into Cucho, but he did have time to cross it in. Now, I can't think off the top of my head if it was Ian Fray that was the closest man to him that should have stepped to him to not give him so much space to cross it in to Cucho, but he did have too much time to cross it in. He crossed it in, and then no. And then before I keep going, Antonio Iglesias, absolute. This is not what I'm saying. Don't do that, please. We're not doing that. We're not doing it. At no point did I say that. No, I said it's nice to have fresh legs. That's all I said. That was an effort goal, not a skill goal. That's all I was saying. Jesus Christ. Here we go. Bluebird, Messi was holding us back. There we go. That's what I like to see. Here's where all the misconstrued stuff is coming out. Absolutely. At no point did I suggest or say that Messi is holding us back. Someone in the chat said that. Oh, okay. All right. I lost my train of thought. I wasn't sure what I was saying. Oh, no. I forgot my train of thought. So I'm gonna keep going. Let me try to get in here with the chat while I wait for Chris. He says he's 3 minutes away, 5 minutes ago. And then what's going on? Florida man just joined us. Chris is going to talk about his man crush, Ian Fray. I think he might be talking about his man crush, Robert Taylor. We all love Ian Fray on here. Ian Fray, and for those of you that don't know, July 21st, 2023, which was Messi's debut, was the day that he got injured. And we actually had the picture here. I don't know if I took it down. But Messi was holding up his jersey. Yeah, I took it down. Messi was holding up his jersey in the post-game celebration in the locker room. That was the last time Ian Fray played. So it was very cool to see him come back almost a full year later. And the interesting thing is that he played right back. And I thought he did a good job of it. Will he continue to do it? I don't know. And then I am Jekka said, I fell asleep and missed the game. You missed one hell of a game. That was an entertaining game from start to finish. I thought it was really entertaining. And awesome. And now Chris has finally joined us, and I get to catch my breath because I've been talking for the last 25 minutes. So here we are, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Well, let me tell you something, Jekka. Not only did you miss a really good game where Taylor almost banged one from out of the box. Okay, let's not forget that. But then you also missed one of these bad boys.
Ooh, they were giving away keychains?
They weren't just giving them away. They were throwing it at people, basically. I was about to walk out with boxes of this. Literally, they're like, take as many as you want. There was a little girl, probably 9 years old. I don't even know what she needs keychains for. Walked out with like 46 keychains in her like messy bag or whatever.
Did you get them? So, did you get me one?
Yeah, I got you one. Okay. Only one though. Well,
and I only have one set of keys,
so I got these keychains, and yeah, this is what we get, right? So Solana, fuck you, okay?
Well, real quick, You said that that's what we get, but the reason they were throwing them at everybody is because nobody went to the game.
Listen, I'm gonna give you one, Jekka, and I'll do like a giveaway also for a couple other people. I got a couple pretty good, a couple more in the car. Listen, yes, they were giving them away because nobody went. Listen, I recorded a video at some time in halftime. You know, in halftime, they're like, "Hey, we're begging you guys, please get a license plate." I literally looked at one section during the halftime, and I thought them, and I recorded it, and I said, if all these people that are sitting down in this one section by the plate, we get it all tomorrow. And I am shocked that nobody went to this game. Prices for this ticket were like 18, 19, 20 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who didn't make it out to the game, and I understand it's a Wednesday game. Nobody wants to drive to Broward County on a Wednesday. But listen, if you got the opportunity to go and you got 19 bucks burning a hole through your wallet and you would have watched some really good soccer with Inter Miami building, you guys should have been out there. If you weren't out there and you could have been out there, shame on you. That's it. That's my hot take. Shame on you. If I'm wrong for saying that, sorry. Not sorry.
I don't even know if I want to get into this because I might. Do you know why I can't get into it? I'm going to tell you why I can't get into it, Chris.
Well, I mean,
because
look, David sold his for 30, but there were still tickets for like 17 bucks. Well, no, and I'm not saying it to Danny because Danny couldn't go.
That's what I was going to say. I want to get into it and almost rant, but I think it would be hypocritical because I wasn't able to go to the game. Now, I wasn't able to go to the game because, well, I had
different.
Yeah, I mean, I had a situation. For those of you in the Discord, I told you what happened. I couldn't go. So I couldn't go, and that's why I didn't go. But I wanted to go.
Listen, JS Mudge, I drove all the way down to Homestead, and if I wouldn't have parked in the blue shitty lot like Danny recommended me to, and parked in the normal lot where I would have been home like an hour and a half ago. It would have taken me 15 minutes to get home.
Well, just it's supposed to rain tonight, so I was trying to save your shoes.
Listen, Alejandro, I don't know where you were looking, buddy, but there were tickets for about 20 bucks.
If you would have gone on StubHub, they had tickets for 20, 25 bucks. I think I saw one for 19. I couldn't go. I wanted to go. Now, I will tell you that this is where I started getting annoyed. Okay? Because if Messi was playing tonight, I would have given those tickets away in a heartbeat. Now, I ended up giving them to somebody in the Discord. I went on the Discord, I asked who wanted them, and then I gave them away. But before I did, I started contacting people that I know. People that I know, like football, stuff like that. I could not give these tickets away. Could not give them away. And I am 100% sure that if Messi is playing, those I would have sold them. I probably would have sold them. Everybody would have gone. That stadium would not be empty if Messi was playing. And I understand why, right? Messi's Messi. I get it. But that is why this city doesn't deserve a stadium.
Well, that's why
No. What my point is not that it doesn't deserve a stadium.
I don't want to say it doesn't deserve a stadium.
Right. Let me rephrase that. Yesterday we were on here talking about the stadium, and we said that the capacity was 28,000. And a lot of people in the chat were like, 28,000. It should be 30. It should be 35. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This city doesn't deserve a stadium that big. If you can't fill up at the moment, we are first in the league. And we are playing against the defending champions. And I'm sorry, I know it's a Wednesday, but a lot of people are on summer. I know a lot of you guys are either in education or you got kids that are home, so you're like staying out. We're trying to figure out things for them. Like I think it's so. No, I'm not gonna settle down. I think it's silly. And a perfect example: the Panthers right now.
Light it up.
The Panthers.
Light it up
right now. Oh, let's go to Dick's. No more Panthers gear. Oh, everybody is out at the watch parties and everything. How much you want to bet? Look, I'm a hockey fan. I've been going to the Panther Stadium for the last 10 years. ghost town. Last 2 years, packed. Panthers start to suck in 2 years, ghost town again. Like, it's unfortunate, but why don't you people show up? Like, today, you should have shown up.
Today, they
Especially
should
when the
have shown
tickets
up.
were that cheap. The tickets were mad cheap today.
Listen, look, Modest Yahoo is saying it right here. Thank you for the $4.99 Super Slam. Keychains are fire. Listen, I'm not gonna front. They are pretty fire. They got the XBTO deal in this side. And you guys could see the reflection. You guys could see my kitchen back there. And then you have Inter Miami logo. Super dope, by the way. Super dope. That's very nice. Very cool. Now, again, Midas Yahoo's mentioning it. Keychains are fire. They let us take for all our kids who weren't there. Much love for Solana, but terrible take this time around. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, I totally agree with Danny. I love Spicy Danny. Mike V, you mentioned I was wearing a Vicky Bakery shirt. No, I was wearing this shirt, and they caught me on the big screen, and I wanted to get Taylor to autograph this, and I know he would have, because he seems like he's a really cool guy. And look, Florida man, I get it. Time is the enemy. Going to Broward, it sucks. But I'm telling you guys, if you had the opportunity to go, and you have a couple bucks to be able to go, you should have gone. This game, I'm going to tell you right now, from my perspective, being at that game, it felt amazing because it felt, Danny, like the old times, but it also felt like, obviously we have Jordi Alba and Busquets there, but it felt like the old times, like when a win was like super gratifying, like where it wasn't just given because Messi is on your team.
Boy, not that it's given, but it's like we won. Okay, we're supposed to win, right?
Yeah.
Today we won. We weren't supposed to. Like nobody expected us to win, and those are fun. Not to say I love watching Messi and whatnot. But yeah, I absolutely understand what you're saying because it is cool when you're the underdog, even though we shouldn't have been, but we were the underdog and you win. I think it's really cool.
And Jason L mentioned it felt like an old school game of 2022. It felt amazing. Amazing. It was awesome. And look, Mike V is mentioning a really good point. That Miami is notoriously a bandwagon fan. Yeah. And granted, but the one thing that I do have to harp on is that we have a very heavy Latino community who play and have followed football for a long time. And you're actually having like a really, really good local team close to you with the greatest player of all time. And aside from that, he's not playing today, but you also have Jordi Alba and Busquets playing.
Well, and you know what? And this is what I wanted to get into this because I know, and that's why I didn't want to talk about it because I know I'll get dragged into the quicksand. But here, the Knicks have sucked for years. People still go. That's a misnomer. Look, MSG is in Midtown Manhattan. It's like going to see a Broadway show. It's
a couple tourists.
It's full of tourists.
It's a couple. It's not full.
When the Knicks are bad, it's still full because it's in the middle of Manhattan. So it's like going to a Broadway show. What do you go when you go to New York? They have like little tourist guides, like little pamphlets. One of the things is Broadway. Catch a Knicks game, watch them lose, and that's one of the attractions. So I'm just saying.
It's awful. Awful take. AZ is laughing in your face. Okay. So I would have mentioned something. And I think Solana just mentioned something here. Shout out to Chris who got the formation right. Boom, bam, Uncle Sam. Yes, I did. Okay. I got it right. Bring up that formation that I saw a little bit earlier, Danny. Let me see that thing, Chicken Wang. Let me see it. Boom. For those of you on audio, this formation, I'm telling you, I knew this was going to come. And Busquets didn't play CDM.
Well,
he played like the anchor of the center back.
Yeah.
Right?
But you didn't call Ian Fray playing, right? Who called that?
Well, no, I didn't call that either.
Nobody had that coming.
Listen, Ian Fray, for those of you who don't know, now you know. Ian Fray is that fucking guy. He's that fucking guy. Man of the match. By far.
Oh, and then real quick, hold on. I know we're getting off that topic and we're going to get onto Inter Miami again, but I just wanted to although I am poo-pooing on the Miami attendance
We will.
and fans and all that other stuff, I think it's really overrated when everybody says that everybody goes to all the other stadiums. Like every team's attendance suffers when your team sucks. Absolutely. Yeah. So I 100% Met stadiums, empty, Knicks stadium, all that other stuff. What I'm saying, though, is at the moment, Inter Miami doesn't suck. So that's why it annoyed me, especially when I saw that there were tickets for $19. If you got tickets for $19, and I know that if Messi was here, it would have been sold out, it shouldn't have been that empty. Attendance lower on a Wednesday night for sure. But that empty, man, it was embarrassing. It was so empty. Come on.
It is embarrassing.
That was frustrating.
Listen, it was embarrassing. And I think we're going to save this. And Vice City Luke is chiming in. Good evening. And we're going to keep talking about this game. I promise. We're going to keep talking about I'm pretty sure that you heard a little bit of Danny's opinion. Mr. Krabs asking me about where's Chris's Bakery. We're not making a Chris's Bakery. I'm going to Ricky's, and that's it. And look, Vice City Lucas is mentioning tickets sold for like $14.
The cheapest one I saw was 19. The cheapest I saw was 19. And at that point, look, I couldn't go because my son was sick. That's why I couldn't go. But at that point, when I saw $19, because I only have 2 season tickets, I thought, man, is he really that sick? I could probably just buy a ticket for my daughter and just the 3 of us go, and he could just tough it out at the stadium. The moral compass in me didn't allow me to do it, but I considered it when I saw that there was a ticket for $19. But yeah, man, it's now Ian Fray should have been man of the. Oh, it was man of the match.
Yeah, well, I mean, this could be arguable. Dennis Lopez, Drake man of the match because Drake did make a critical save.
Could it be POTM, play of the match?
Yes, because he made a critical save right in front of Cucho.
Yeah, one-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one with Cucho, and Cucho, it was right in front of our seats. Cucho got so mad, he took off his little bracelets and just slammed them on the floor. And I said, "Oye, parcerito!" I mean, that guy, he was furious. He was furious. And let me tell you something. I promised my son I was going to mention this. Number 25, the defender on the Columbus Crew, is the most shook guy I've ever seen in my whole life. The most shook guy I've ever seen in my whole life. That guy, 25, he is a baby. That guy panics all the time. Like, I loved the intensity that the team had in the beginning where they were just coming with that high line, and number 25 was literally pooping in his diapers.
Oh, yeah, they were pressing him hard. Well, and right before you got on here, we were talking about that second goal.
Guy's awful, Lucas.
I love watching Messi and Suarez magic because we're never going to see that again in our lifetime here on Inter Miami, right? But that goal that we scored, that second goal, was pure effort. And you won't get that out of Suarez. He's not going to press the goalie or anybody like that. Mm-hmm. Messi probably won't either. Like the way Ian Fray, Ben Krem, Campana, the way they were pressing the goalie and the center backs, like they forced that turnover and they created that play with pure effort. And that was really cool to see. I really enjoyed watching that.
I really felt bad for Cucho because he was making certain runs to get open. And look, Solana's saying Ben Krem was great through 75 and then his exhaustion had him being careless the last 15.
Finish your thought, and then I want to touch this Ben Krem subject because I do have something in mind with this.
Ben Krem is the worst player. If we had to name a worst player, which I was going to ask you, who do you think is the worst player? And chat, you guys can chime in on this. But to me, I mean, Karamaki was probably the worst, even though he didn't have a really awful game. Talking about Cucho, like he must have been super frustrated because he was making the right runs, but I'm telling you right now, they were having a hard time getting through the defense. So, and look, Solana's saying Ben Krem was great. And then Skrilla saying Ben Krem and Allen.
Well, what I was going to say is I thought Ben Krem had a good game. But what I will tell you, and I love that Solana brought it because me and Solana are thinking very much alike in this aspect. It's very weird that Ben Krem seems, how old is he? Like 19?
Oh, he's a man. He's a man.
But
he's a man.
He gets really tired. Like you could tell. Maybe he covers a lot of ground. He is all over the place.
He leaks a lot of masculine energy all over the field.
Right, but
he's a man.
but you can tell that he's exhausted by the end of the game.
He is.
And that sucks. Ham. He does go ham. But if he should get subbed out. Like, he should get subbed out in the 65th, 70th minute, because I think he plays well, but you could see him being tired the last couple minutes of the game. So I think that Ben Krem is the perfect sub.
Ooh,
so
I don't know about this, Soccer Daddy.
I agree. I agree with Soccer Daddy.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I can't get over, Danny, and I'll let you keep going with your point. I just can't get over the fact that Ben Kremaki's touch is not the greatest. His touch is not great. Every time he gets it right off the chest or he plays it off the foot and he tries to set himself up, his touch is not that great. Ruiz has amazing touch.
You know what? You're right. Maybe his first touch isn't that bad, but when he gets the ball and he gets going with the ball, he can create. He had a beautiful through ball into the box, and I forgot if it was Campano or Robert Taylor on the receiving end that missed the shot. But like, Ben Krem can create, and he also covers a lot of ground. You know what Ben Krem reminds me of? He reminds me of Diego Gomez last season.
Oh yeah,
where you can see he's all over the place. It's just something's missing. Yeah, something's missing offensively. Something's missing, and he found it in the pre-Olympics. Remember, and then he showed up, and Diego Gomez was balling. Ben Krem is gonna get that. He's still young, but I like the way Ben Krem plays, and I think he's doing well.
Well, I mean, this is the one thing that I do agree with, and I heard you mention it as far as Yannick Bright being the future. Mitch is mentioning here in the comments, Bright is really maturing in front of our eyes. I cannot wait to see the development of this kid because he is on it. Like, defensively, he is on it. He pokes the ball, pokes himself in areas, paws that are uncomfortable to these these ops.
He got a big time steal. He had an interception when Columbus was building up towards the end of the game. I felt like they were creating a great opportunity, and then he just got his foot on the ball when it was being passed. I was like, man, this kid is the real deal. And what about Alfonso when he came on?
Oh yeah, no, Alfonso when he came on, he was literally the Terminator, ready to wreck lives.
He went in and he jumped over somebody's shoulder. He started complaining about it being called a foul. Like that, he's like, nah, I want another one. I want another goal. Give it to me.
No, he's wild. 89 James Stubbs is asking, y'all doing any pods during the break? Listen, we're gonna be potting in our sleep, Baba.
What break?
I imagine during the MLS break.
There is no MLS break.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, regardless, just to address that comment in general, from now on, we are coming on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays in English, and Mondays and Thursdays in Spanish. So 6 Battered Heron shows from Monday to Thursday, and then if there's a game, we'll be on there for the post game. So yes, we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be back tomorrow at 7:00 because we want to talk a little Copa America before the Copa America kicks off against Argentina and Canada at 8:00, and then we will be back at 10:00 in Espanol to talk about Copa America in Espanol and also talk about the Argentina game that just finished, I'm assuming minutes before then, and also we're going to touch on the Inter Miami and Columbus game with Xavier and Solana also. So plenty of stuff coming up. What happened to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Well, I mean, I don't know about Chris.
Games sometimes.
Yeah, well, yeah, Saturdays, post games, and then I don't know about Chris and Solana and Xavier, but my wife allows me to podcast my heart out Monday through Thursday, but Fridays, most Saturday, and Sundays are strictly family time. That's why you will not see much activity, at least from me, on Twitter or Discord or anything, because I am full in Monday to Thursday, but I got to take a back seat on the weekends. So Chris, you can keep going.
Look forward to that, guys. Somebody asked about the shirts. Same calendar and Taylor shirt that both Danny and I are wearing. Get it on batterfans.com. Now, again, Alfonso, give me that engine and give it to me in the last 10 minutes. I love it, right? You're literally replacing a campana for a shorter campana.
Just real quick, Solana just volunteered to do. Hey, if Solana, if you want to do Fridays, look, we get battered hair on 6 days a week, basically. So
let's do it.
Okay, let's jump in on Sundays also. Let's do 7 days a week.
Now, as far as just looking at the players, right? And I don't think that anybody played necessarily poorly or like really poorly where you could say that they played terribly. I mean, again, I mentioned Ben Krem just because he didn't stand out. I mean, there were some people that mentioned Alfonso. I mean, not Alfonso, Alba. So, it's that's always great.
Were you surprised at, and you weren't here, I don't know if you were listening to the show, but are you surprised at the fact that Tata outcoached Nancy?
No, I think that he did a really good job of preparing and understanding who he needs to play. And like I said, I knew that he was going to go to Tata tactics with the 5 in the back. And when you have Sergio Busquets, that's more of a calmer presence, and Christoph, who's also a calmer presence, right? I think that we were going to dominate the game. Seeing that back line, I thought to myself, it's a slow one. And then, like I said, no, Allen is a little quicker, but it's a slow one, but it's a smart one. So,
Jack, I'm going to address your comment towards the end of the show because we are thinking about something like that. Tata out. I don't want to hear that today. Now, you weren't here. I said if I hear Tata out.
I heard it.
Okay. It needs to be followed up with out-coached Nancy because I thought Tata did a great job because he likes to play with possession. That's his thing. Like, we got to do that. That's what we got to do. But,
not yet.
He changed it up. So
he did change it up.
Yeah.
He changed it from 4 in the back and intelligently gave us 5 in the back with Ian Fray at right back.
And with Busquets at the third center back, which you've seen before, and it kind of flirts with it throughout the games. But look, I think that Tata needs to get his flowers for today's game. And I already gave Gressel his flowers also. So
the most promising thing, Danny, that I saw in this game is Ian Fray is fucking back.
Yes,
Ian Fray 100%. Is back, and it makes me feel incredible because now if Ian Fray starts to get really into his bag because he was saucing out there. He was out there cooking. He was cooking. So, like, if you see that he and shout out to One World One Goal. Yeah, we won. Yeah.
I mean, is Gressel like Beckham because of his light eyes? Because look, Gressel has been playing really good recently, but like Beckham, I don't know.
Ian Fray, I can't wait till he competes with Fray for the spot because I mean Aviles has got it on lock. And again, I want to see Aviles and I want to see Fray back there together. That's like the dream CB combo.
You want to see Aviles and Fray?
Yeah, and we'll get to the gas bagging, Dennis. Okay. Don't worry.
Now, with the Fray thing, after seeing him today, knowing that Wagon probably going to keep that position, Fray could move on to center back and pair up with Aviles, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still think it's necessary to go out and let's the hypothetical trade that we said that we've heard a little rumors and talks have been happening to get Miles Robinson? Do you still think it's necessary to go get a center back?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think that if we have Freire in the bag and he can alternate between that.
Freire is out for the year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. He is out for the year. I mean, we have Christoph as a backup. He's been our starter for the majority of the games, or other than when Freire was playing. And then we have Sailor, who he actually showed up pretty well today. I mean,
so you don't think it's necessary
with having them? Would you feel comfortable with them?
I still think we need a veteran and a young boy. Look, give me Alejandro Frances, like I told you. That was completely out of left field. That's just something that I randomly made up. If I could talk to somebody in the front office, I'd say, please make it happen. And a veteran. I still think that we need depth at the center back position.
Wow.
If I could trust Ian Fray staying healthy, and man, I hate saying it, especially after a game like this, but I mean, we were talking about the team, and let's be real. Like, do you really feel comfortable having him as like the center back? Because once the transfer window ends,
That's it. We're locked.
that's it. You're locked in. I think you still need to get one. Even if you want to keep Fray as a starter and pick up a young player from somewhere else to back him up, I still think that you need to pick up another center back.
I mean, but look at what Solana's saying. Fray is your backup right back and third
After today, I agree.
Back. I mean, but David Ruiz played right back at some point too.
Okay, but and again, we've only seen Ian Fray play right back twice. We saw him play last year and then today. We saw him play once last year and then today. Or was it twice last year? Well, we've seen him 2 or 3 times play right back.
Yeah.
Who do you think has looked better? I think Ian Fray looks good wherever you put him.
Ian Fray so far. And I think if I'm not mistaken, on FIFA last year, he was a right back position. So I'll take a right back card over a CB card or a CDM card.
Well, I definitely think that we still need to address the center back situation. So I really do hope we do that. And I thought that Taylor was good. I thought he was aggressive. I thought the first couple minutes he came out taking bodies. He started from the sideline, worked his way all the way into the box, and got fouled on the top of the box. But they didn't call it because apparently they were playing the advantage, and then Kremaki kind of did nothing with that. But I thought Robert Taylor had a good game.
He did miss on one opportunity. There was one opportunity that he missed in front of goal. He wasn't positioned in a particularly very good way to.
He also he almost caught the goalie sleeping also.
Oh yeah, but that was another banger. I'm showing a bad. There's only one bad moment that I remember from Taylor, and that was when he wasn't positioned in a good way to take the pass. So I thought that he played pretty well, and he had enough wherewithal to try to get a sleeping goalie, put him to sleep. Alejandro with the super slam, saying, so we beat the team that won against Monterrey without all our stars. I'm a bit confused. Not sure if you guys mentioned that. Alejandro, you're basically saying we're the greatest team of all time, and I agree with that.
No, you know what the thing is? The Monterrey thing, remember, Messi didn't play the first game. And we should have won that first game if David Ruiz doesn't get that red card. And then we went to Monterrey and we laid an egg. But we play that Monterrey series back. Maybe it ends the same. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Give me Messi for 2 legs, and I'm putting money on Messi. But yes. Unfortunately, they're the ones that beat Monterrey, and they made it all the way to the final, and they laid an egg there.
And shout out to Maris Yahu's daughter Zelda, which one of my better friends, Fray, also has a daughter named Zelda. For attending her first match, only a first grader, but crazier fan than most. Tell her friends to stop wearing purple. Absolutely.
Oh, shout out. That's awesome. My daughter is in 2nd grade, and she also loves going to the games. So that's awesome.
Look at Matthew already coming in here, like trying to be a Debbie Downer.
Boy, look, he started hot.
Downer.
He was hot.
He was starting hot, but then, I mean, at some point, like, you got to play within the system. You're not going to let him sauce it up. Matthew's here saying he existed for the first 20 minutes and then fell off. Gonna get me depressed.
He was playing a lot further back after we took that 2-0 lead. I felt like they took the foot off the gas a little bit, especially in the second half.
This is a good comment here by Matthew saying nobody's talking about how bad Borgelin is. You know, I have a weird thing about Borgelin because, like, I imagine is really good in the air, obviously with headers and stuff like that. But you know, I think they brought him in as a winger, but then they threw him up as a striker. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he didn't have enough time. So, and we're not gas bagging just yet, Mr. Krabs. I want to talk about Inside Out when we start gas bagging.
All right. Well, we are 20 games into the season, 12 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses, top of the table. Did Cincinnati end up coming back to win? Because I know that Philly took the lead, and I wasn't sure. Let me check it out right now.
Well, if I were to look at the MLS scores recently,
Cincinnati won 4-3.
Yeah, Cincinnati won, but then also
They don't lose, man.
Yeah, it's
And they scored in the 100th minute.
Yeah, man. And then the Rebels
100th
tied
minute.
with Montreal. Yeah. Yeah, they don't
God.
quit, man. I don't know what's going on with Cincy, but like ever since DeAndre Yedlin went over there.
They won the Supporter Shield last year. This is what they do. They win the regular season and then they flake out in the playoffs. So
and in the meantime, we're just getting make it rain keychains over here at the stadium. And Darsh is saying that Laugh Out Loud ref supported them. And Unguiding, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. I'm not even going to read your comment. I'm not here for that. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Okay, buddy? You're not getting a keychain for sure. You're absolutely not getting a keychain.
All right. Well, all in all, Ian Fray was the story of the night. I thought Ian effing Fray. I'm gonna make a shirt that just says Ian effing Fray. Ian effing Fray, I think was the story of the night. I thought that it was a great comeback story for him to score first 10 minutes, play right back, be the man of the match. So shout out to him. Great game overall. Give Gressel his flowers. He had a great game. But like I said, he always looks best when he's given the freedom to roam on that right side by himself. And he doesn't have to worry about the defensive responsibilities as much. So, and then shout out to Tata, masterclass. Tata out-coached Nancy. So, all in all, overall, good game. Upset. I'm happy.
And Mr. Krabs, we didn't go to. We're not eating at Vicky Bakeries. I'm not eating there. Absolutely not. And I want to talk to you guys about an Inside Out because a couple of you were mentioning it's a flop. It literally broke records.
I know they were they're just talking out of their butts.
You'd say we gas bag. You guys fully gas bagged. So I'm gonna have to check my videos, Jason. I'm gonna see if you photobombed one of my videos because I did make a video of our section. So.
All right. I did want to bring up this comment review. I am Jack said you should have guest speakers occasionally, like bring me on, even though I'm no. Well, you're very important to us because you're part of the battered family. So 100% you are important. Now, to that point, we have wanted to do this. Now, we've been looking into having people call in, so just that their voice shows up, but that ends up being a little complicated. Now, one thing we did try one time was we just put out the link in the chat. Now, this was pre-Messi, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And then we had people jump in and join us. But then we got a little scared because we weren't sure, like, when the video pops up, like, are you going to be, like, in the bathroom?
Are you going to be, like...
What's about to happen? Now, Matthew was one of them. Matthew, shout out to Matthew. He was one of the people that got on with us when we did that. So
it's like in the corner. He was like in the corner at his job.
He was like on like a lunch break or something. Yeah. And Amon, yes, we'll be gonna do a Copa America preview tomorrow at 7 in English and then at 10 o'clock in Spanish. So make sure you join us for that. So we have tried that in the past, and we've definitely been talking about it, especially because we're gonna start doing so many shows throughout the week. We definitely, and Matthew said he was at work. We definitely want to incorporate you guys. We love you guys in the chat. You guys by far are the best part of the show. The like button is free. So you guys are the best part. So we would love to have you guys participate. But we're trying to figure out how to do it in the best way possible because it could become a mess, and not that we don't like you guys, but it could become a mess. Like somebody could just come on here and say some crazy outlandish things and we are live, and going back to edit that out would be quite the mission. And, so many weird things could happen. So, but we are definitely looking into it and going to try to implement it within the next couple of weeks, because like I said, 6-7 shows in a week, that's a lot.
Tony asks, I get what you're saying. You can listen and filter ahead of time, but like, when you're doing that, like
you
on
leave
the radio,
a message,
it's
though.
Easier. Yes, if like on radio, it's a little
live.
easier. If we're live on video, okay, and this there's no delay button here, Mike V. Like if you come in and you video chat with us, and you're sitting like in your regular clothing, Then all of a sudden we bring you up, and then you're there like just straight up letting it all out, smoking a fat blunt and doing some other outlandish stuff. Like, I mean, if there's all kinds of stuff happening there, there's no way to remove it. It's on the internet for life.
No, I mean, I could remove the episode, but then you have to remove the whole episode and just do it. It would just become, but again, we are considering it, and but we're trying to figure out how to do it and how to do it correctly.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how it works out.
And like I said, this is something new. We're doing so many episodes, but we enjoy it, and we think you guys enjoy it. So we definitely want to put it out there more, and and then Solana has joined us also to help with it. We don't, and Adar says Twitter Spaces. We do not do Twitter Spaces. We just do it on here. So, all right.
Look at this. And this proves it right here. Mike V says, I'd never sit in my regular clothing, ass cheeks out, eating Vicky Bakery. That's why we will never take a call from you, Mike V. Even though I would love to.
You know what? I think we might have done ourselves some damage by just talking about this for the last couple minutes.
I know.
Because I feel like if we did it,
everybody's gonna hop on.
Everybody's gonna be like, you know what? Let's just do some clown stuff and just show.
Yeah.
Which would probably be funny. Now, just so you guys know, there is a little screen where I get to see you guys before I pull you up. So yes. I could technically kind of see what's going on there before I pull you guys up. Now, so don't do anything too crazy.
Guys, if you guys don't behave, you're not getting free key. You're not getting a keychain. Okay.
And Jason L asks, how do you feel about Uncle Howdy's debut on Monday Night Raw? So this is gas bagging time. Now, I will tell you, my daughter just recently got into wrestling. Like I don't know how it happened, but she became like obsessed with it. Like she doesn't miss a show. We got the DVR. She watches it the next day if she misses it, all that other stuff. And she was watching Monday Night Raw this morning, and I came downstairs to finish watching with her because when she's watching it, I sit down, I watch somewhere with her. And that Uncle Howdy thing happened. And if you guys haven't already, check it out. It was. And Chris, you got to check this out because it was really weird. To the level that they took it. It looked like somebody got shot in the head. There was blood all over the back of the wall. When the guy looks like he just got it was wild. My daughter's like, I don't know if I could watch this anymore. And that's somebody that's like become obsessed with wrestling, but she's like, I don't. This is too much for me. So, but yes, 100%. I did see it. I personally liked it. My daughter not so much. I thought it was really cool, and I think it's really cool that Bo Dallas is representing for his brother Bray Wyatt. And Battered Wrestling. Did I ever tell you guys on the show that was supposed to be one of the first shows for the Battered Network? The Battered Wrestling fans.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, made a graphic for it and everything.
Let me see if before we get off, I can find the graphic so I can show people that I'm not joking around. There was a graphic and everything for the show, but my co-host ended up saying that they weren't going to be able to commit to it because when we do this, I like to be
got to make sure we have the time
consistent.
For it.
We be consistent. So here it is. That was the Battered Wrestling fans. That was going to be the thumbnail for the show. So, not lying. This is what it was supposed to be. So there you go.
Shout out to Joe Kerr. I ran into him before the game. Before the game started, ran into him. Ran into a couple other people. Ran into Mike and Branton from the Inter Miami
Marlins, which, by the way,
from the Marlins podcast, yeah, and the Inter Miami podcast.
Oh yeah,
Inter Miami show. Yeah.
Oh, you ran into Mike. I thought you said Spaz. Oh, you ran into Mike also.
Mike and Branton as well.
Nice.
And then they saw me on TV because they put me on the little camera thing. That was really cool.
Nice. And then if anybody here's a Marlins fan on the same channel, I put all the Miami shows on one channel. So the Battered Miami shows, because I saw somebody ask me the other day, I don't know if it was on YouTube or Twitter, and I forgot to respond. They asked why the channel changed the image and the name. Well, because we used to come on here and be like, hey, don't forget Battered Marlins fans. And people are like, oh, what's the link? Or where's the link? I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put everything that's Miami on one channel. So if you're following this channel and you like the Marlins, the Heat, the Dolphins, whenever we do those shows, it's going to be on this channel. Battered Herons in Espanol on this channel. So all locked in for that. So that's going on tomorrow. Battered Marlins at 9 o'clock in between the two Battered Heron shows.
If you guys do want a wrestling show, I feel like we can make that happen at some point in the future. We have a lot of fans. We have a lot of guys that have been on the show with us that are huge wrestling fans. I mean, we got Tommy one time, Tommy two time. You know, Danny's a huge wrestling fan. We got who
Calypso.
else? We got Calypso. He's huge wrestling fan. I mean, we got a lot of people that love wrestling. So absolutely. And there isn't going to be a Batter Chris show. I mean, that would be, I'd be all over the place with that.
Well, you know what's funny is that I told my mom in my wife in passing, I'm thinking of putting together a battered gas bagging show, just a gas bag show.
Yeah, that would be
Chris.
great. Yeah.
And my wife's like, you can't keep putting more shit on your on your plate, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I thought that would be hilarious. No. I mean, maybe Chris. Me, absolutely not.
I mean, I'll just
Absolutely
no.
not. I hope Argentina loses every game 3-0, 5-0, 10-0.
Yeah, get out of here. Come back to Miami.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Colombia's going to win it.
Yeah, come back as quickly as possible. Get out of here.
Colombia's going to win it also.
Love Colombia for this Copa. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, guys, I think that basically wraps it up. It was an amazing game. I loved it. I loved the game. It was phenomenal. It felt like the old times. And the good thing is we get that feeling for a couple more games, I guess. Hopefully Argentina gets knocked the hell out, and then we get Messi back, and we're good to go.
Well, we're 10 days
halfway
off
from Solana's prediction. He wanted just 12 points, right? And we already got 6.
Well, you know what? I wasn't there for that show. I forgot when it was. I think I was in Orlando for that show.
Yeah, could have been.
But I would have said 9 because I thought going 3 and getting 3 wins out of the 6 games, I thought would have been great. I thought 12 was a bit optimistic. But I mean, you got 2 already. Now you got to get at least 12 now. You got to get 2 of the next 4. With Toronto being one of them and Charlotte being another, you can beat Toronto and Charlotte. So, I mean, the other 2 are Nashville and Cincinnati, so that's a little tougher. Even though Nashville's ass right now also. So, but yeah, I think 12, maybe even 15. Maybe not 18, but 12, 15, 100%.
Ooh, that's an old reference. I remember Gangrel from back in the day. He has a wrestling school in Fort Lauderdale.
I could talk wrestling for days. But yeah, but the thing is that it's so oversaturated. There's so many wrestling podcasts, and the fact that literally every wrestler has a podcast, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, like Danny, those are fake belts behind him.
They're heavy though.
They are.
This is my favorite right here. This right here. This one.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's the Goldberg.
Yeah, this is the Goldberg, the NWO. My kids have the NWO version.
Ooh, nice.
The NWO version.
I would just walk around with that all day.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what I do with those, but yes. But yeah, that and the Wing Eagle belt, the Hulk Hogan original, was pretty cool also. All right, that's enough gas bagging. Like Joker said, like, subscribe, and listen to the replay if you were stuck on 95 South until now, like me. Yo, how is that even possible? There weren't even a lot of people at the game.
No, it was awful. It was awful.
Yeah,
it was awful. Yeah. Getting out of that stadium was awful.
All right, that's enough gas bagging. It's 12:20 in the night. It is officially June 20th, Thursday night. So not tomorrow, later today, technically, at 7 o'clock. Join us again for the Copa America preview show. And my wife's like, God damn, how long are you gonna gas bag? That's the text message I just got. So join us again for that. We'll be doing, and I'll be wearing the shirt of the team that I will be representing. And I promise you, it will not be baby blue and white, because Argentina can go. Any final thoughts, Chris?
Free keychains, baby. I'll give a couple out there. I'll figure out a way to figure out who's gonna get free keychains. It'll probably be in person. because to mail one of these things are probably going to cost me like $10. So I'd rather meet up with you guys in person and give you guys free keychains if the stadiums are not going to be giving them already, but free keychains.
One World, One Girl. Yes. New stadium, December 2025, 100%. It'll be ready for 2026. And if you didn't already, One World, One Goal, Italia, check out our episode from yesterday. We did all of the talking about the stadium news and rumors and all that other good stuff. So, all right. I think that's it. I don't want to keep going because we're just wasting your time now. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If you're listening on audio, thank you for listening all the way to the end. Oh, look at our Darsh. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that other good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And if you are in the chat and you are not a Darsh, thank you for watching. We appreciate you hanging out with us for the last hour and 12 minutes. A Darsh, that is a pet peeve of mine. Colombia is spelled with 2 O's. It is not an U. It's not Colombia. It is Colombia, papito. So please stop it. All right. And we will catch you guys later. So have a good one.